Hello everyone, this is Sister Garver. I wanted to just make a quick video and talk a little bit about the academic skill plan for organizing study materials. This is one that there's so many different possibilities. I want to kind of walk you through some of the more popular options to choose for a goal this week. When you're getting organized, there's just a lot of things that you can choose from, and it can be really overwhelming. It's what you choose is going to be really based a lot on your own preferences of what you want to, where you want to start. A lot of people will start by simply going out and finding whatever materials that they need and sort of centralizing them in one place. A lot of students like to get a notebook for each class where they need to take notes, and they'll label it and make sure that they have a dedicated space for taking notes for that class. A lot of students like to note things down in calendars, planners. Some people like to have a dedicated study space in their home or another place that they can have a spot that's just set aside for study. And so organizing that space could be an excellent goal for this week. If you have a spot that you can set aside in your home, that's probably the best. But, you know, depending on your home situation, that may not always be possible to have a good quiet space. And so sometimes you may want to have a spot in the library that you plan on going to study. If you go to the library, I usually suggest that you take kind of your little portable kit of whatever study supplies that you might need. If you like to highlight, or you like those little sticky tabs or note cards, just kind of make yourself a little portable kit of those, and you can just take them with you, and that way you can set up wherever you are. So setting up a space, that is a very common goal that a lot of people like to do for this week. Sometimes people will prefer to create some visual study guides that really can take a lot of forms, and I want to caution you to not be overly enthusiastic of how much you try to get done just in 1 week. Remember, organization is a long-term process. This week you might decide to color code your files or to color code your note cards. You might decide to get a set of highlighters and start highlighting notes. A lot of people like to get a pegboard or whiteboard, something where they can visually see or make notes or just kind of work through their thought process on that whiteboard. All of those are, you know, perfectly good options. Remember, you only have to do one thing for this week. So make sure that you try to choose a goal that is manageable. And one thing that an issue that I see with this assignment is sometimes people will try and do too much too quickly. So if you make a goal for trying to organize your notes in a visual fashion, I chose this picture on purpose because a lot of people like to have their notes where they can see them. But remember that that's your whole goal. Don't try to do too much all at once, or you may overwhelm yourself. One goal that a lot of people don't think about, but is also a very useful one, would be just organizing the files on your computer. I know that I save a lot on my computer, and I can't always find everything that I need. Just going through, organizing everything into folders, you know, can be an excellent way to help yourself get organized. Going through and organizing your emails, I know that I need to do that frequently. Some people will just go ahead and get a folder and start making a portfolio. And that's another way that you can get organized, and that you can add to that at the end of each semester, when each time you create a project or something that you might use in your future. So any of these are great ideas: organizing your files on your computer, making something visual in your room, obtaining the materials that you need, finding a study space. These are all great goals that you can do this week. Remember, you don't have to do all of them. Choose one. Another thing is you can come up with a schedule for when you're going to organize things. If you organize things once, that's good, but you really need to have regular time to come back and reorganize. Otherwise, we all tend to kind of fall into disarray. So if you set a regular time, maybe it's Friday night, maybe it's Sunday afternoon, whatever works best for you, to go through and organize your computer files, to back up your important files, to organize your study space, whatever it is you're working on. Trying to set a regular time for that is also a great goal. I just want to encourage you all, as you work on this, to know that you are able to do this, and this is going to be great. You're going to come up with some goals, and you're going to make some strides forward. Remember that this is a long-term process, and that getting organized does take time. But it does save a lot of time also. And so I hope this gave you some ideas for your academic skill plan this week. If you have any questions, always feel free to email me. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.